Thank you for visiting our channel. Please like, share and subscribe for more exciting food videos. There's something about hash browns that makes everyone reach for seconds. Whether they're shredded, cubed, or formed into patties, these crispy golden bites are a breakfast staple loved around the world. From diners in America to British fry-ups, hash browns have carved out their spot as the ultimate comfort food. Their simplicity is part of the magic. Just potatoes, salt, and a hot skillet deliver crunch and flavor in every bite. But getting them just right? That's where the real skill comes in. Let's break down what makes hash browns irresistible and how you can make them even better at home. The history and origins of hash browns. It's hard to imagine breakfast without hash browns, but they didn't start as a diner staple. Their journey stretches back centuries, blending European traditions with American ingenuity. Let's dig into how this simple dish of crispy potatoes became a morning favorite. Early European roots. Before hash browns took over American plates, Europeans were already perfecting fried potato dishes. The Swiss Rösti, a pan-fried cake of grated potatoes, is arguably their closest ancestor. Originally a farmer's breakfast in the canton of Bern, Rösti relied on basic ingredients: potatoes, butter, and a hot pan. Other European countries had their own versions. Kartoffelpuffer in Germany, often mixed with eggs and flour. Potato pancakes in Eastern Europe, sometimes with onions or grated vegetables. These rustic dishes shared a common goal: turning humble potatoes into something crispy, satisfying, and quick to cook. When European immigrants brought these techniques to America, the idea evolved. Adoption in American cuisine. By the late 1800s, hash browns started appearing in American cookbooks, often called hashed brown potatoes. Diners and cafes loved them because they were cheap, filling, and easy to prepare. The rise of the American breakfast culture in the 20th century sealed their fate. Two key factors made hash browns a diner darling. Speed. Cooks could shred potatoes ahead of time and fry them quickly on a griddle. Versatility. They paired perfectly with eggs, bacon, or toast. Fast food chains like McDonald's later standardized the shredded version, serving them crispy and golden. And just like that, hash browns became as American as apple pie, only much crispier. Key ingredients and variations. Hash browns are simple at their core, but the right ingredients make the difference between soggy and spectacular. While tradition calls for just potatoes, oil, and salt, small tweaks in technique and extras can take them to the next level. Let's look at the essentials and the twists that keep things interesting. Classic hash brown ingredients. The best hash browns start with a short list of basics. Here's what you need and why each one matters. Potatoes, usually russets. High-starch potatoes crisp up beautifully, thanks to their low moisture content. Yukon Golds work too, but they'll be slightly softer. Oil or butter. A neutral oil like canola gives even browning, while butter adds rich flavor. Just watch the smoke point. Salt. Essential for enhancing the potatoes' natural taste. Don't skimp, season well before frying. Some cooks swear by soaking rinsed potatoes to remove excess starch, while others squeeze them dry in a towel for extra crispiness. The goal. Golden edges and a tender middle. Regional and creative twists. Hash browns adapt to almost any flavor or texture preference. Some debates never die, shredded versus cubed, thin versus thick, but experimenting is half the fun. Classic variations. Shredded. The diner favorite, with lacy edges and maximum crunch. Cubed, home fries. Heartier bites, often cooked with onions and peppers. Unexpected add-ins. Cheese, cheddar or parmesan, melts into gooey pockets. Onions or scallions add sweetness and bite. Smoked paprika or garlic powder gives a flavor boost without fuss. In the South, you might find hash browns with diced ham or bell peppers. In Australia, they're called potato cakes and sometimes include herbs. Whether you stick to tradition or play with extras, the best version is the one you'll crave on repeat. The science behind perfect hash browns. Great hash browns aren't just lucky, they're a delicious collision of chemistry and technique. To nail that golden crunch, you need to understand what's happening in the pan. Let's break down the key elements that turn shredded potatoes into crispy perfection. The role of starch and moisture. Potatoes are packed with starch, which is both a blessing and a curse. Too much moisture, and your hash browns steam instead of fry. Too little starch, and they won't hold together. Here's how to strike the right balance. Choose the right potato. Russets are the gold standard because they're high in starch and low in water. Yukon Golds can work, but they'll be less crisp. Rinse, but don't drown. Rinsing shredded potatoes removes excess surface starch, preventing gumminess. But if they're too wet, they'll stick and steam. Dry aggressively. After rinsing, squeeze the shreds in a clean towel or press them in a strainer. The drier they are, the crispier they'll get. Fun fact: salt draws out moisture, so wait to season until just before cooking. Toss the shreds with salt, let them sit for a minute, then squeeze again, extra moisture gone, crispiness unlocked. Cooking methods: pan frying versus baking. The cooking method can make or break your hash browns. Each technique has pros and cons, so pick your favorite or experiment with both. Pan frying, the classic approach. Now that you've seen the prep and technique, let's take it further with cooking tips and flavor upgrades. Now that you've seen the prep and technique, let's take it further with cooking tips and flavor upgrades. Stay tuned for part 2. Thank you for watching. Please remember to like, share, and subscribe.